Hello, my name's Katie Rushworth and today I'm going to show you how to make an indoor cactus container. Now cactuses have had a huge revival and it doesn't surprise you why they're absolutely beautiful and they are so easy to look after. Now first things first, you need a container and it must have drainage holes in the bottom. If there's one thing that cactuses really need is lots and lots of drainage. So using just a nail and a hammer, I've put these in the bottom. I've chosen this nice brass container as well because it matches the decor in my home, and also I like how the green contrasts with this kind of gold brass colour. The first thing I'm going to do is put some grit in the bottom of the container. Now you can get horticultural grit for this, or you can use gravel as well, so whatever you can get a hold of is absolutely fine. And I'm going to put a layer about 1 inch deep in the bottom of this container. And that will just stop, one, the holes at the bottom that I've put in filling up with soil when I water it, because we don't want them blocked because drainage is really important, and two, the roots will not sit in too much water because this should hold any excess at the bottom. The next thing I've got is some special cactus and succulent compost. The difference between this and other types of compost is it's mixed with lots of sharp sand, perlite and grit, which will make the compost much lighter than the average compost, much more free draining. So I'm going to pop a layer of that in. Now I'm not going to go all the way to the top because I'm going to place my cacti where I want them and make an arrangement first before I commit to filling the soil level up. Now I've got a nice range here, you can see them, all different types. I especially like this one. It reminds me of coral under the sea when it opens up. It's absolutely stunning when you get close up to it. You expect it when you touch it to kind of go back in, but it doesn't, they stay there. They're also pretty vicious, so I do have some gloves. It's surprising, some of them, which look really harsh, actually are quite soft. It's usually the ones with the tiny thin threads like these that get into the skin that can be really quite painful, so be careful when handling them. Now, as with arranging any container, it's nice to put in different shapes and heights, just like if you were planting a border outside. So I definitely want to incorporate several different forms of cactus in here. I think I'm definitely going to go for this one because it is my favourite. And just gently hold on to the cactus and squeeze it from its pot. And then I think I'm going to pop this one in here. So I don't want it to be planted any higher than the top of the pot. And that's about right there. I just took that one in. Then I've also got this really lovely tall one. Now cactuses do flower as well, they have the most incredible flowers. They're always really exotic colours. And they often flower from, you can see these little holes up the side of the plant. Now once one of those holes is flowered, it will never flower again in the whole cactus's lifetime. They will just continue up the stem, and the more the cactus grows, it will continue to flower all the way up. So if you see one, it's a real treat because you'll never see it flower from that place again. So I'm going to place that one at the back. And then I think lastly I might use this one just because it's such a perfect shape. They really are beautiful. Now cactuses like lots of sunshine. If you think of where they would grow, oh, it's got me. If you think of where they would grow naturally in deserts, they expect lots and lots of bright sunshine. So placing them on a windowsill, something like that, is perfect. I'm just going to fill in with compost around. trying not to cover the cactus too much. We don't want them planted any deeper than they were in the pot, because it will hold water around the base of the cactus and cause it to rot, and we really don't want that. Now, if you do get your cactus covered in compost like this, a new paintbrush or a dry paintbrush just to brush it out is a really good tip. I think I'm going to decant some into this pot just for ease of sprinkling it in. Okay, so I'm really firming those in. Now, cactuses do need water, and the best method is really what you would call soak and dry. So you would really saturate the plant. It wants to be soaked, all the soil all the way to the bottom of the container, and then you would leave it to fully dry out, and it can be fully dry for a week or two. That's what they would get naturally if they were outside. If it rained in the desert, it would rain and really come down, give them a really good soak, and then they would dry out for several weeks, if not more. Cactuses hold lots of moisture within them anyway. They're storage units, if you like, for lots of water. So it's really best not to continually give them little bits of water all at once and then let them dry out fully. And just a finger test to the soil will let you know if it needs any water at all. But it's surprising how little they can cope with. Okay, I think that's about there. Now I'm going to top dress again with my alpine grit. Around the base of the plant, and it also just gives a really nice finish. Now, you can feed cactuses, and I would probably do it twice a year. You can get cactus feed from garden centres and nurseries. You feed them in spring and also maybe at the end of summer, but definitely not over winter. They need a period of rest. So you don't feed them in the winter, and also really cut back on watering. So I would probably water them every up to 3 weeks. So they're the perfect plant if you want to go on holiday for a fortnight, because they will really cope with not being watered all the time. And then I've got a plate that I'm going to rest it on just before I water it. And now just give it water. Now I'm going to take the sprinkler off because I don't want the plants covered in water. I just really want to wash the gravel off. Now I like to water cactuses fully from the bottom, so I will sit this in the sink up to halfway in water for about 5 minutes. Then I will lift it out and pop it on the draining board, allow it to fully drain, and then carry it to its sunny position on the windowsill. Do that every 2 weeks in the springtime and during summer, and then every 3 weeks, if not more. Just finger test the soil, see if it's fully dry before you water it again. And that's really it. Finger testing the soil, put it in a sunny position, and it will reward you with its beauty all year round. For more how-to videos, visit silverlinetools.com.